A very good morning to Madam Jana. My name is THANUJAKUMARAN and my magic number is 23 DBT 20 F1047. Today I am going to do a presentation with my group member Limpaini, 23 DBT 20 F1049, and on the topic of environmental issue in production and public consumption. Our title is Environmental Concern of GM Crops. So the first one is define the social issue. Social issue is a problem that affects many people within a society. It is a group of common problems in present day society and ones that may people strive to solve. It is often the consequence of factor extending beyond an individual's control. So next is define the ethical issue. Ethical issue occur when a given decision, scenario or activity creates a conflict with the society's moral principle. Both individuals and businesses can be involved in these conflicts since any of their activities might be put into question from an ethical standpoint. So there is four principle justice, non-beneficial, autonomy and also beneficial. So these are the main four principles for the ethical issue. So next part will be presented by Limpaini.
Good morning, madam. I am Limpaini from DBT 4B. So today I would like to talk about the ethical issue and social issue from the journal. So the first environmental issue of GM crop is generation of superweed due to the GM crop. The genetic information flow from GM crop to weedy species through pollination is pretty acceptable among the scientists. Selective feature of GM crop could be transferred to wheat, which is generate a new variety of superweed. Traits possess properties such as fast growth rate, self-compatibility, such a crop trait are substantially to favor weakness. So there are several ethical issues which are principal non-maleficent. So the first is report support the persistence of escape transgenic from GM soybean to its wild counterpart such as glycine soda. Another case is spread from Amarantha such as Amaranthus palmari, which is a cotton wheat in 76 countries. Since 1996, around 24 glyphosate tolerance wheat have been reported due to release the resistant tolerance crop. A report published by Wheat Science Organization in 2014 reported consecutive increase in tolerance rate globally. According to the report, total 145 tolerance rate species have been generated against 8 hybrids such as acetolactate synthesis inhibitor, triazine, acetyl-CoA, carboxylase inhibitor, synthetic allicin, bifidobacterium, glycine, urea, admix, and nitrolysers. So for the next issue is the effect of GM crop on the non-target organism. As it is known that many eco-friendly or non-target microbes exist in plant surface and it is difficult to restrict insect-resistant gene products to particular insects without harming non-targeted organisms, which play a major role as pollinator or as biological control agent. There are a report, the monarch butterfly study revealed of the killing of non-target monarch butterfly dead due to the Bt insecticide protein. However, it should be also considered that other pesticides, whether containing Bt gene or not, might be more toxic to non-targeted organisms with respect to Bt crop. So this issue is non-beneficent ethical. In contrast, irresponsible excessive application of pesticide result death of millions of birds and millions of insects irrespective of being harmful or beneficial. So this issue also non-beneficial. So therefore it is arguing to consider comparative approach need to be taken. Moreover, amount of pesticide in spray application is much more than the toxic produced within plant and microorganisms who feed plant would be affected only whether every organism present in the field. The soil microbiota may also have effect of Bt toxin. The soil organisms have been found containing toxin CRY1AB in the good and cast of tested earthworm. This is also a non-beneficent ethical. It has been demonstrated that glyphosate inhibits structure bearing in immobilized micronutrients such as manganese, as a result weaken the plant defense system. This is also the non-beneficent ethical issue. Besides that, many nitrogen-fixing bacteria such as Rhizobacter, Japonicum, Azotobacter chloride, and entomopathogenic bacteria found to inhibit reduced activity, which turn effect soybean yield reduction by 8% to 10% due to the nodule formation inhibition. Reduction is in nitrogen fixation and nodule biomass. This issue is about the principle of This issue is about the beneficent. Besides that, spray insecticide application is for time specific and degraded fast in natural condition, whereas GM crop express toxin for the whole life. This is the ethical issue about non-beneficent. So the next is toxicity of GM crop to environment. However, risks associated with glycoalloid, bleaching, and delta endotoxin are comparatively higher and need to be addressed, as Bt endotoxin has been used in many GM plants. Therefore, its impact on environment or organism have been studied. First case related to Bt toxin adverse effect was monarch butterfly caterpillar death, which was later determined that several factors included pollen volume, weather situation, native plants, native animal species, alternative and to non-targeted pests include host species transformation incident, promoter the level of expression of toxin, the tissue of the GM plant where transgenic is being expressed. The probability of exposure and exposed root are responsible for toxicity to host plant and eco-friendly species. Herbivores who fed on plant expressing Bt have been reported. So this issue is about the ethical non-beneficial issue. The global industrialization and urbanization are consequences of biodiversity loss. It has been demonstrated that GM crop continuously use will also lead to disturbance in biodiversity, as GM cultivation support monoculture practice, which eventually result with loss of many existing natural varieties. Consequently, increased amount of pesticide will be used to control various weed, insect or pests. Recurrent use of hybrids may alter the scavenging behavior of insects, as the Wagner superflorous cricket killing behavior of spider is a result of glyphosate application. Locating of food web from herbivores to carnivores is another concern. Moreover, fungal biomass was found increased as compared to bacterial biomass, was result when maize and soybean germ crop tolerance to glyphosate are grown. So this issue is about non-maleficent. So the concern social is incorporate of gene in consumer somatic cell. Study reported oral administration showed the presence of naked M13 phage DNA in mice blood. Previous study reported that viable cells of milk of cow began mice containing GM corn DNA fragments when fed with GM corn and GM soybean. Besides that, the allergic response of expressed protein is a foremost task to biotechnologists and also anxiety of regulatory agencies. This is also one of the social concerns about the allergy of intake of GM crop. Allergenicity is the major challenge linked to the GM plant. Allergic symptoms might be induced by food products which produced by GM plant, as this GM plant express foreign gene. However, United Nations is producing GM soybeans with hibiscus resistant variety and initial amino acid methanoid is naturally not present in soybean. Methanoid can be transferred and expressed to other plants, which is naturally found in Brazil nut. So moreover, another social issue is probable long-term effect of GM crop containing Bt gene as insect raise concern and debate among the society. The GM corn containing Bt gene fed rat were observed lifetime and subsequent 3 generations to evaluate GM-induced toxicity, mortality of parents and embryo health. Were compared with parents who did not feed GM corn. Few organisms are more vulnerable toward toxicity than another organism.
So next is how human can solve the issues in the previous. So as a farmer workers, we must reduce using pesticides, thus it solves several extinct challenges of current world situation, because farmers are using a lot of pesticides to develop their crops. Whenever they are stop using or reduce using the pesticides and use a alternative way to use pesticides, it will reduce the environmental effect. And then after that, we should also analyze the product before we use in daily life, because it can avoid a lot of environmental issue. As a human being, we use a lot of chemicals to for our health, for our beauty, for our food, and so on. Before we started to use every product, we need to analyze it. Is environmental friendly product, or it's give impact to the environmental. Moreover, as a farmer may reduce uncertain and guarantee its appetence to worldwide. Farmers should know how to reduce the usage of chemicals in their crops, because which is most give effect to environmental. Basically, farmers are use a lot of chemicals to improve their crops, so that farmers need to know which is uncertainly used chemicals to avoid usage, because it can control the environmental issue. Moreover, we need to avoid using the Bt exotoxin, because it has been used in many GM plants, therefore its impact to environmental. This Bt endotoxin is a toxin which can affect the environment. So as a farmer or as a human being, we need to avoid using the Bt endotoxin in our GM plants. So that's all from me.
GM crops have solved many challenges of today's world's problem. However, in spite of several potential benefits, GM crops are also associated many shortcomings, and it is reported to have several environmental and health implications such as genetic hazard, nickel DNA flow, development of hybrids and insecticide-resistant variety, and allergenicity. Environment sustainability could be achieved by using the GM crop, which could enable increased acceptability, reduce dependency on agrochemical, and increase occupation. It is believed that a technology which has having tremendous benefit cannot be overlooked for years, and it has promising futures. However, future needs its better side. Editing knowledge about GM crop-induced possible health risks is limited and not consistent, which has to be verified and eliminated before it is commercialized. So this is all from me. Thank you.
This is the references that we are used for our presentation, and also we have picked a journal which in the PDF form, and that's all from us. Thank you.